Hello there, this is Alex from Who Target Podcast, and welcome, come in people. Well, we've reached the intergalactic space competition, a space competition obviously based on Eurovision because it is Eurovision weekend here in Great Britain. Hoping England do well, but I don't think they've really got a chance, to be honest. My money's on Finland. Anyway, so the Doctor is still trying to get Belinda back to Earth with the Vindicator and not succeeding. He ends up at the intergalactic space competition, basically a space competition for 3 trillion viewers, and it's hilariously done. It's presented by Ryland Clark, who does Eurovision Song Competition here. It's very good to start with. Everybody thinks it's a nice, happy episode. Then first, bombshell, Mrs. Flood is in the audience with the Vindicator thing, and you can see that the Doctor has... my itchy nose. Doctor has managed to get the communication for the Vindicator to get back to Earth happily. We then go to a whole hostage episode, basically, where basically this crew from a corporation run by this guy called Kit, who's from a planet that's completely been eaten by the corporation, decides to blow up the whole of the world and the Euro, basically, and decides to let out a sound wave, delta wave, that will kill everybody who's watching it, basically. Around this, we also have a lot of people who've come to watch the Interstar song competition. And we have Mike and his boyfriend, which is great fun. They don't sort of get on to begin with, but he is actually very good. He's a nurse, Mike is, and I think he's called Graham. Is he called Graham? I'll check the names later. Hopefully it's on later, because if the football FA Cup goes to penalties, then this episode won't be on live, because there's no gap between the FA Cup and the Eurovision, which is big enough, so we hope it doesn't go to penalties there. So we meet them, they're a good couple, they love each other, you can see that definitely. The Doctor then gets floated out into space. Everybody gets floated out into space. They manage to break the bubble that the space station is ground based, and everybody gets floated out into space, and we think the Doctor's dead. Belinda has a complete meltdown. She's really good at doing meltdowns, I have to admit. And she thinks the Doctor's dead. I do like the fact that the presenter is one of the cat race from one of the David Tennant's episode. That's quite fun. And then we see this great bit in space where the Doctor comes back to life thanks to Susan, his granddaughter. She persuades him, and then he gets this it's not candy floss, it's confetti. A confetti cannon manages to get back to the space station, and Mike gets his heart back on gear and seems to know about Time Lords, I think. We then have this complete meltdown. This shows how good the Doctor can be when he's dark, like the 7th Doctor was. And I think Ncuti's Doctor as dark is really good. He's very dark. He's very, as will throw into the void. It's a great bit of darkness from the Doctor, and you hope he does more of that. He's really good at that. Belinda sees that he's alive, but doesn't really like this more dark Doctor. But he has a reason for it. He says late, I've seen my planet burn and everything around me. I didn't want that to happen, so that's why he went supernova dark and stopped everything from happening. Him and Kit have this great... I must find out who the actors are. I'll let you know later when I do a bit more in depth, because this episode has so much going on. We've got Dark Doctor, we've got the Stellar Space Competition, which is really done by Ryan. I love the jokes with Ryan at the beginning. He's quite a good actor, Ryan Clark is, about his teeth, because he's known for having very white teeth, if you didn't know that. And a bit of the holograms are really fun. Having Graham Norton as a hologram is a good twist as well. So the Doctor manages to destroy the Delta Wave, but he really nearly kills Kit. He has this great bit where he's torturing Kit with electroshocks from the glove when he's a hot solid like hologram, and it was quite interesting. I was getting quite shivers because I thought this really isn't how we're used to the Doctor now. The Doctor's normally quite bouncy and kind and forgiving, and this is a solid sort of 7th Doctor outlet, the malevolent, sort of more Valiant, sort of more really dark Doctor, which I really like. I think the Doctors always go really dark, personally. I've always thought that Doctor Who isn't for children. I love that darkness. We should do more darkness in Doctor Who, I think. As I said, so he manages to survive, everybody survives, and then he works out that because Mike's partner invented the systems, he can bring everybody back and turn Ryland's cryopod into a healing pod, basically. and he gets Ryland back. Everybody comes back, and we have this absolutely amazing song of peace and freedom. This is what the whole Eurovision motif is about. It's about freedom and peace, and I really hope tonight in the actual Eurovision that people don't boo Israel, because there's rumours Israel's going to get booed. And it's a really good song as well. I think it's got a chance. So we get to the end of the episode. The Doctor finds out, and this is when I'm afraid there are spoilers coming, so this is the spoiler alert. There is a mammoth flood alert coming in about 2 seconds, so if you don't want to know, you haven't watched the episode, turn off when I say flood alert, because there is a biggie coming. So finds out from Graham Norton that the Earth was destroyed on the day that Belinda went off with the Doctor, and he's going to go back to that. It's obviously what the wishing, is it called? I forgot what it's called now. It's called the Wish Planet, isn't it? The next two, and Reality Bomb or something like that. I forget. Reality War. Reality War. That's what I want to say. So yeah, those are the final 2 episodes coming. So the TARDIS has gone nuclear. They get in the TARDIS. It's all gone red light. Everything's like the cloister bells going off, and then suddenly the doors at the end of the TARDIS explode, and that's it. That's where you think the episode stops. The credits roll. You're wondering who's blown the doors off the TARDIS. That never happens. How is the Doctor going to save Earth, which he wants to save for Belinda and get back there? And the credits roll. And it's coming. The flood alert is coming. Be careful of the flood alert. And we get to the end of the episode, and it cuts back to Mike and his husband. And Mrs. Flood alert, don't want to know, turn off right now. Flood alert coming. We find out that Mrs. Flood is the Rani. She is the Rani, and can do what the Doctor did with the 14th into the 15th. She can buy generators, pulls herself apart, and we have a younger Rani. I want to know who the actress is. Let me know, people. And we have the older Rani, which is Mrs. Flood, who's still in control. She's still there, like it was with the 14th and 15th Doctor when they bi-generated, and they're now planning to destroy the Doctor. So this is where we're left, and boom, that's the end of the episode. So how big a twist was that? I sort of know it was coming. It's been sort of bandied around for a long time, but the Rani might be coming back, and Pip and Baker, I can't Pip and Jane Baker who invented the Rani for Colin Baker's period. And could you get any better than Katie Amara, who was the original Rani, getting Anita Dobson to be the Rani, basically? Yeah, she's just great, and I'm hoping, because she's saying about she said she was blown away by her costume, that I always remember the Rani in some very tight leather costume with boots. So I'm hoping that's what they've gone with Anita Dobson's costume. And there's sort of references it to in the last episode of season 1. I thought where she's on the roof, she looked very much like Katie Amara's look, if you think about it. I know a lot of people thought it was Romana, but I always thought there was a bit of Rani there. So that's where we leave today's episode. The Rani is back, wanting to take over the world and destroy the Doctor. We've found out the TARDIS has had a meltdown. It doesn't want to go back. Even with the Vindicator having the right date and timestamp now, it will not go back to the Earth, or will it? We'll find out in, I think it's called Wishing Well. It's obviously where maybe Belinda is wishing for all the things what have been lost, and she gets back to the Earth, find its rubble and dust, because May the 24th is end day for the Earth by the looks of it. It's also my grandma's, who when she was alive, birthday, so I sort of do remember that date quite well. So what are people's feelings on the Rani being back? It's so good, and it's with a good actress, and the younger version of the Rani looked quite good as well, but I don't know who that was because they don't unfortunately already describe credits. Well, that bit was really good. Well, I really loved this episode. It had so many good bits. It had all the sort of fun bits at the beginning with Rylan and seeing the interspace. Well, I really wanted some Ood singing or Dalek singing. That would have been even more fun, but they didn't do that because that would probably be difficult. I really liked Cora the Singer's song at the end. That was very beautiful. I was a bit teary from that. I know people moaning, go, "Oh, the Doctor's crying," and all he does is cry. But wouldn't you? He's had an emotional time. And that bit where he goes, the Dark Doctor was so good. When he said, "There's a bit of ice in my heart," I loved all that. The guys playing Mike and his husband were very good as well. I did enjoy those. Nice references to original sort of Eurovision thing with Ryland and Graham Norton, and having Bucks Fizz in it as well. So a really good episode. I think Juno Dawson's done a good script here, because it makes you think it's one thing where it's going to be all about Eurovision, but it's actually more a heist than a Eurovision episode. And then that big banger of a spoiler at the end, I'm not going to say it again, you're re-listening now, but there is a mammoth spoiler at the end of this episode, and it's so not seeing that. But you might have all worked it out because it's been on the socials and YouTubes for months, that sort of theory. It's really annoying these days, but you can't keep anything silent. Anyway, I must do the videos on The Last of Us. I'm a little bit behind up because I had a wedding. I've been getting over my mum's wedding this week. That took up all week. And yeah, it was great. So there will be videos coming on The Last of Us, the last couple of episodes. I must talk about that. And anything else, let me know what else I'm supposed to be watching. I always like a new thing I haven't tried before, as long as it's got audio description on Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon. Just send me a recommendation. I will watch it and let you know here on the channel. So if you're not watching the channel, please hit the bell. It'd be lovely to get 30 by the end of May and June. And just keep the faith, babies. Thanks for watching. Bye.